Good afternoon, John Thompson here. Today is going to be video 6 of my build from the Revell 1426 USS Arizona to USS Pennsylvania. I've done quite a bit of work. I started on the boats. The boats were a challenge because what you have to do is you have to run them across a sanding block to reduce their thickness. When you put them on the model, they do look rather chunky, and sanding them down does help to make them appear to look a lot better in terms of their proportions. One of the other things I did was I painted the boats navy blue, and the inside of the boats, some of them I did a neutral gray with the brown accents, the little highlight details, with the seats and stuff were brown and the gunnels were brown. And I followed sort of the same idea, except for a couple of the boats. I also painted the inside seats and everything brown, so you have a navy blue boat with a brown interior. One of the things I also did too was I finished adding the ladders to the main mast, which was a bit of a challenge to do. One of the things I would recommend doing next time I do the photo etching would be to try to do it when things are disassembled. It's a lot easier to add photo etch parts. I know I'm going to have a challenge. It's going to be difficult but not impossible when I put the photo etch on the superstructure. So that's one of the other things that has to happen next, the next part of the project. But I'm going to show you the model and what I've done to it today. Here you can see, hopefully you can see everything okay. You can see I've attached some boats already, and you can see I've done some photo etch on the stairs. Got those B-size stairs from their gold medal model set in place. I did add a brace to the tripod in the back here, and in addition to that, now I still have to add the range clocks, and I also have to add a bunch of other little details too as well that come with the model. Railings on the decks, themselves, the fore and aft decks. But I'm going to do those type of railings last because those I don't want to bump them and bend them and wreck the detailing. So the advice of working from the inside out really does hold true with the photo etch set. A lot of this too is also, like I said, it's been a learning experience for me too as well, because I know building this model you sort of have to work a little out of sequence, as I've discovered, especially when you modify a model and sort of depart from the instructions. I definitely would recommend building it a few times, so this way you get an idea of how it goes together, or if you just want to read the instructions a few times so you get a very thorough understanding of how the model's put together, it will help you in the long run. The one thing I did not like about this model is basically you have to sort of put together parts before you can even paint them. Mainly the guns and that gun deck assembly when you have the case-mated guns, and the deck that goes over it, because what will happen is when you glue that assembly together, your deck can actually glue can actually catch on the guns and prevent the guns from being moved. So usually they freeze in position from the glue that you apply from the actual deck guns above. The tabs will actually poke right into and on top of the guns in the casemate, so you can lose actually the movement that way. One of the other things that I noticed with this kit, like I said, when you lose that, it makes painting a little trickier with the area. It sort of the model sort of does lack a realism to it, and when you buy the photo etch set, there is quite a bit, ironically, of surgery to go with. Now, gold medal models does give you photo etch for the tripods themselves, so the actual mast tops themselves. So if you have the junky Revell tripod mast tops, you can apply photo etch to that. It'll improve the look of it significantly. I chose to go again with a 3D printed product, and of course, if you really want to go all out, you can get the brass gun barrels for this, for the 14-inch guns, as well as a 3D printed 14-inch gun turret, which is also made by Shapeways as well. So it depends. All depends on what you want to do with the model, how far you want to go into it. So I can show you some other stuff too that I've done with this model. Besides the boats and the cranes, I just want to give everybody a good view here. Hope everybody can see everything okay. Like I said, it's the stairs. Mainly just trying to touch up paint here and there. I haven't done the planes yet, so that's going to be probably the next thing to do. And it's, like I said, just take it one day at a time. This model, like I said, it being deceptively simple, meaning that parts of it may seem easy to put together and other parts are a little more complicated. The tripod masts especially are a challenge. Definitely would recommend that for a more advanced modeler, but if you want to go take it on yourself, the kit is inexpensive enough that you can make these mistakes. So a lot of people tend to shun these models as basically garbage model kits or beginner's model kits, but they can detail up nicely, especially when you want to model a particular prototype. I will point out one particular issue that I've encountered, and it's going to be in the superstructure. I was showing you the gun directors on the forward superstructure and having to add those railing assemblies and graft them onto the 3D printed castings. I did run into an issue, and I will tell you what one of the issues is when you do research for projects like this. I had a lot of grainy photos, and unfortunately the problem with the grainy photo is you get a general idea of what's there. However, it's not going to be the best in terms of helping you sometimes. Usually if you can find a much more clear, sharper picture, and usually pictures like that happen to find their way onto the internet after you're done looking for them, which can be frustrating. I've had that happen to me in several of my model projects where pictures will tend to appear after I'm done searching for them. So this pretty much brings you up to speed as to what's going on in the build, and hopefully I'll have some more stuff to add. I still have quite a bit more photo etch to do, and I'll bring you up to speed. So this is the end of part 6. Have a great day.